faced with a tricky problem, if I've heard it 1,000 times, it's we got to take the emotion out of it so we can just get rational and get through to, a productive outcome. Got to take the emotion out of it. I want to say that this is a common strategy that has virtue in it, of course, because no one needs to be overly emotional about something in a fully reactive mode, because that's not going to help. I get it. And certainly engaging our executive function to try and connect with that which is logical about something can very much be helpful. However, what I repeatedly see is that attempts to put emotion aside often don't get to the root of the problem. They get to the root of the logic in at least one person's mind, but it's only when we truly inquire into what is actually at the heart of the matter that something generally gets properly resolved. And for that to happen, we need to actually put our emotions back into the conversation. And it's not so much that we need to be reactive in our emotions, but it's so powerful when we're able to own something. Maybe I'll give an example. Often what we do when we're experiencing a negative emotion, call it fear, we will lunge for logical counter-arguments that are born out of the fear, but we're not really aware of it yet. And it's when we do that a conversation go around in circles and sustain in its confusion for quite some time, until we at some point say the simple words to the other person, you know what, I'm feeling scared about this. Unbelievable the amount of energy efficiency that can bring to a conversation. And it's an example in my mind of why it is so important that we need to bring emotions back into the conversation, not remove them. I really do recognize that reactive emotions can make hard conversations downward spiral. And for that, I recognize the virtue in tapping into logic, tapping into executive function. But what I'm for is deep resolution. So we can move forward without baggage, without compromise. We can move forward not only without baggage and without compromise, but we can move forward having felt seen and having felt heard. And it's this kind of special kind of resolution that is setting you up for being able to have more productive conversations going forward. My favorite in this space is the conversations with my wife. If I track back and if there was some kind of plot graph of the amount of time it would take us to have so-called fights or arguments or whatever it might be, the duration of those disagreements has reduced dramatically. And I can really attribute it to one main thing, which is each of us doing our best to recognize that when there's turbulence, whatever it might look like, irrespective of the content, can we just tap into what might be an underlying emotion that we're not seeing and we're not acknowledging. And as soon as that is accepted in one person, it inspires the other one to do the same. And an argument that may have taken us a few hours, even days, with the consequential hangover, residue, and ultimately often just a case of eventually you just get tired of fighting and kind of like, oh well, we may as well be nice again to one another. But is that resolution? No, it's not. Now instead we're able to process things a lot quicker and a lot more substantially, and it feels great. Am I going to be the master husband-wife example? Obviously not. So stay tuned for further challenges and struggles on that front, as is my want and her want, which is that we hold each other to high standards and we push each other and we contend with each other at times, and at each of those evolutions, no doubt there will be territory where we need to acquire different skills that we currently don't have. So that's my qualifier for that little story. no, we don't and shouldn't take emotions out of the conversation. We need to put them back in, but we need to put them back in a way that we're really clear on owning them and getting to the heart of the matter. I hope that's helpful. Bye.